Hello everyone, my name is Janie Bay and I am an artist, musician, singer-songwriter from Pretoria. So today I'm going to show you a little bit about my makeup routine. I'm not really a makeup girly per se. I like to stick to the natural side of things. I think I've learned quite a bit from other artists, makeup artists, and so I've just taken bits here and there, and now I do what works for me. I start with my sunscreen, SPF. This is the Dermexcel one that I really like. Put a bit on the neck as well. Sometimes I use a primer, but to be quite honest, sometimes I even forget to do this. Then I've just got my moisturizer on, and but I kind of find this is also a good primer. Okay, then I use this tinted serum from Catrice. I find that it's very glowy on my skin. I actually bought two different ones and I didn't have the right color, so I mixed them a little bit. So yeah, this is just the foundation. So I just put it a bit all over my face. I think I always see girls put their makeup on differently. I don't even always put it on exactly the same. So it just depends. Depends on how much makeup I want to use. This is just a day makeup, like I'm not doing an evening makeup. So this will just be for the start of the day. I'm going in quite light with the foundation because personally, I don't actually like to use too much. So I'm using a sponge to set my foundation because, and I also wet it, because it feels like it sets the foundation better. It like almost goes into the pores a little bit better. I also let it go into my neck, as you can see, because I don't like it when you can see the difference in color, because sometimes it's not going to be exactly the same. Then I use, at the moment, sorry, there's a bit of makeup on my makeup. This is the Catrice Instant Bright Serum Concealer Medium Coverage. I even sometimes don't do this. It just depends on what I'm doing in the day. But let's say I'm going for a day meeting or something. So the concealer, kind of just put it on the places where it feels like it needs to brighten up a little bit. You're actually supposed to just leave it for a moment to kind of set to your body temperature. Okay, but now I've got a mini sponge. I didn't always have this, but one of my friends, she's a makeup artist. Her company's name is Sculpted by Kai. Shout out, because she taught me a lot. And this little guy, I feel like I can get in better than the bigger sponge. So it feels like almost where it goes like into the creases of your eyes and all of that, it will set it a little bit better with a mini sponge. I also don't like to do makeup for too long. If I do evening makeup, sometimes I have to sit for an hour because I take pretty long. Okay, next up, I got a new one. So you can see this is the first time I'm using this. So this is the Essence All About Soft Glow. So this is a new product that I actually haven't used. It almost looks like my previous one, but makeup companies are always renewing what they make. So I've got one of these little sponges. This is nice to press the powder in. And I'm also careful not to put too much on, because I know some girls like to, so you can really, really see that it's almost a lighter color. But I'm soft-handed with this. And you know, as seasons change, I feel like the color of my skin with tanning is also different. That's why, like I said, I've got two different tinted serums. That's, you know, in winter I would probably use the lighter one, but I did tan quite a bit this summer. Okay, I think that's good for now. I don't do much on my nose because I actually like it when my nose is a bit shiny. Okay, next up, this is like I would sometimes do in different formations, the next part, but let me start today with my eyes. Sometimes I might do my bronzer and my blush first, but today I'll start with my eyes. I'm just brushing my my eyebrows a little bit. I actually have quite thick eyebrows. They used to be a lot thicker when I was younger. A lot thicker. I think I had a unibrow at some point. But now I also get them done a little bit because in the 90s we used to pluck them out. Very thin. So, yeah, brows. This is a Catrice brow powder set. It's waterproof. So I haven't used this product. The one that I used before, you don't get that one. It's not on the market anymore. So this is the first time I'm using this one. So let's see how this goes. So brows can be an interesting thing. I think sometimes it can look like it almost looks like it's a dark piece of paper that's placed on your skin. If you put too much, if you go too dark on your own skin, but sometimes you do need darker. It just depends on your own pigment. But I think mine is sort of an in-between. I've got blonde hair, so I don't like to make my brows too dark. But I also won't be too fussed in the day, as long as it looks even. Okay, I think that's kind of okay for the day. Now I'm gonna do my eyeshadow. So I bought this product recently. I've used it before and I really like this one. It's Wet n Wild. It's the Color Icon Comfort Zone, which I like when it comes to makeup because I'm not very adventurous. I don't really try too much new things. So I've used this one before. I haven't used it in a while. It's quite nice that it's still on the market because I think the palette is good for my eyes because you get the brown colors that's good for blue eyes and sort of the pinkish that you'll also use with the greens and the blues if you want to. But yeah, everybody's different, which is so nice. I go in with the lightest color first. Today I'm gonna go with sort of the light and the browns because I'm wearing brown today. So I think that would fit in quite nicely. I just go all over my eye with this one. I don't think everybody does that. I think you can see at the back, they show you, for people like me, they can show you how you want to use it, but you don't have to use it like that. But I kind of put it just a little layer all over and at the bottom. Something that's specific to me is I have a natural droopy eye on the side. So something that I will always do is I will try to lift with the makeup. I'll try and lift a little bit on the sides. So with the lighter color, I will probably do a little bit more. And now I'm gonna go in with this brown color on top at the bottom. This is even a little bit darker than I would usually do. But something that some of these artists have actually told me is that I shouldn't be scared to go a little bit darker with my makeup because it doesn't necessarily represent the way that you see it. If you're somebody that's more natural with your makeup, it will actually look much darker to you, but to other people, it might even look light. So something like this. And then I'm gonna go in, they call it the transition, the top one. This is for the crease. So then I just go into the crease. And I've actually learned that for me, I don't like to go too far out in my eye, especially for day makeup. I just keep it closer. It feels like my eyes feels a little bit more lifted that way. So that's it for the eyeshadow for now. I might touch something up just now. I don't really do a wing with my eyes because something that I found is that the more blended my makeup is, the better it looks on my face. If I do very defined lines, I think it looks harsher on my skin. So that's something that I've learned and I've applied. So I don't actually have like eyeliner or anything. I just use like a darker sort of eyeshadow. And I know some people do that. So I use a darker eyeshadow to make a bit of a line. I'm just gonna do this one here because it's a bit more refined work so that there's still a bit of a line, but it's not so defined. And I'll just do like a little thing on the side because my eyes are hooded. I just lift it slightly on the sides. And then I'm going to do the same at the bottom of my eye. That I'm doing very carefully because sometimes I feel like it can drag my face down slightly if I go in too much, almost like a bottom of the eye eyeliner. So I would just do a little bit at first, like very slightly, and then slightly blend the bottom of the eye, just so that it's not too defined. And what I like to do sometimes is I would use, say, maybe even the lighter one or this sort of pinkish, glowy, lighter color. And I put that at the bottom of the eye. I would put it at the bottom of the eye. But now my brush is probably a little bit darker. So I just be careful and I only have the one. I don't have all the fancy brushes. It's just to lighten or brighten it up slightly. And then I might even go in with the lighter color again, because as you work, your makeup will maybe fall a little bit. So I would go with this one and just touch it up a little bit in the corners. And then at the top again, just to brighten it up at the top. Now I'm first going to do my bronzer, Essence Soft Touch Butter Bronze. Quite like this one. I'm not even too sure if I've chosen the same color as I've had before, but let's see how this one works. So I usually just go in on the sides. I don't contour too much. This is for me like a 2-in-1 sort of bronzer contour situation. A lot of girls will also go in and do like put it on their noses here and that sort of thing. I don't really do that. I'll just maybe just slightly touch it. And then you can also put a little bit at the bottom. I'm going to go in with my blush now. I've used this product before. It's the Essence Soft Touch Mousse Blush. And I've just bought a new color. The one that I had before, it's a little bit like, it's not rosy enough for me. So I want to try this one. And the mousse is one that you can sort of just dab and put it onto your skin. So I'm going a little bit softer because I can immediately see this one is a lot more pink than my other one. So I don't want to overdo it. Looks a little bit uneven now, but we'll get there with this brush. This is just for me, it's just a blush brush. So now I'm really gonna try and blend it well. I prefer a bit more of a rosy blush than like a brownish blush. I think it's just colorful. Okay. Probably did go in a little bit too much with that one, but it's okay. Just blend it as best as you can. This is the blending brush that I usually use with most of what I'm doing. I would apply with this one, and like now, sometimes I forget and I use this one now. I try and blend with that one, but it's okay. I'm gonna be a little bit more colorful today on my cheeks. And now I'm feeling a little bit hot, so now I'm feeling a bit flustered. That's obviously gonna happen as well, but it's okay. Okay, blush is done. Let's add a little bit of highlighter. Okay, so this one, I'm sorry, but I didn't buy a new one, so it doesn't look so good. But this is the Soft Touch Bouncy Glow. It's also Essence. As you can see, I've been using this one. But, you know, there's still a lot of product in. So I feel like I don't want to waste it. Apparently, you're not supposed to use makeup for more than like 3 months or something. But there's still so much in here. So I just put the highlighter just here on the side of my cheekbone. I also find that highlighter can do quite a bit to lift your skin. Little bit on my nose sometimes, just a touch, but my nose does feel a little bit shiny already. Now I'm gonna do my eyes, my mascara. So I've also got an Essence All Eyes on Me. I've used this one for a long time, so I haven't really tried other ones. I also, because I've told you I've got a hooded eye, I have to use an eyelash curler so that it can just lift it a little bit. Otherwise, it feels a bit straight for me when I do it. So I go in and I just curl it slightly. Then I go in with the mascara. Mascara can take a while. You know, some people also go in as a double or even a third layer. But we're just gonna do one for today. And then the other side. Looks much nicer for me when it's lifted. The lashes can sometimes stick together, so it's a careful operation. Okay, that'll do for today. I'll also put a little bit at the bottom, but not much. I'm sure you've heard that the ladies say you don't want to do too much at the bottom because that just looks a bit much. You want to drag your eyes down. Okay. So as you can see, this will also happen sometimes. I get hot when I have to do makeup, when I do my hair. I always feel like I'm getting hot. So there's a little bit of fluster, but that's obviously also very easy to change. You just go in a little bit more with your foundation. You can actually put it in on your skin. You know, if you don't want that to show too much. And that is something that I always find that if I've got a meeting or I have to go out for the evening, I might have to add a little bit in. Can even add a little bit extra where on the spots where it might happen. For the ladies who find that their skin also fluster. It's part of life. And also when you get older, I think. I think it's time for lips. I've got two different ones that I've been using, but let's do this Wet n Wild into the flesh. This is like a brownie. I'll show you now. It's a brownie sort of pink. It might look a bit more pink now, but when I put it on, it doesn't look pink. Maybe it does. But the other one is more pink, so that's why I'm rather going in with this one. I don't often use lip liner. I like it, like I say, everything, I like it a little bit more blended. I feel like lips for me, it just ends everything off so nicely. Okay, and then lastly, I've got this Essence Fix and Last Keep It Perfect Makeup Fixing Spray. So you get so many different ones, free from alcohol, free from oil. And so I'm going to use this to finish things off. I only use cruelty-free makeup, by the way. I think for me, it's very important to look at things like that. Just give it a bit of a wave. That's my quick day makeup routine. Hope you guys enjoyed watching. But remember, makeup is a personal thing. And so just do it the way that you like.